City Council meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Alderwoman Ames.
Here.
Alderman Catalano. Absent. Alderman Currielli.
Here.
Alderman Jacob.
Here.
Alderman Messina.
Here.
Alderman Sismarski. Absent. Alderman Woods.
Here.
Mayor Police.
Here, I declare a quorum. Please stand, join Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, I need a motion to approve the minutes of March 2nd, 2023.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions, comments, corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. We do have one citizen who would like to be heard, Ms. Burns. You want to go to this microphone? You want to turn that on for her, Ellen, please? Oh, it's on?
Hi, my name is Lynn Burns, and I reside at the Woodside subdivision. I'm 82 years old, and I have arthritis and balance issues, as you can see. I am here today to ask you to reconsider the 6 o'clock time by which one has to wait until 6 o'clock before they can put their garbage out. 6 o'clock is not unreasonable in the summertime, but in the wintertime, I have enough trouble navigating my driveway when it's light out, let alone when it's dark. And it gets dark at 4:30 in the winter, and the garbage is collected by 7 o'clock, and it is still dark at 7 o'clock in the morning in the winter. So I am asking you to consider my suggestion, which is to change the arbitrary 6 o'clock PM to dusk or 6 o'clock, whichever is earlier. And so I would appreciate your bringing this up or taking this up at a future agenda, because it is really difficult for the elderly people in Wooddale to get their garbage out at 6 o'clock in the winter when it's dark. Thank you.
Okay, we'll definitely look into that.
Is that under public health and safety? Or would
Yeah,
that as a future item?
honestly, we need to check with, I asked Mr. Murmas if we still had the service where people who have issues that hard to get around, especially in wintertime, the garbage company, I think, goes to the garage door to pick it up.
Okay.
But we're gonna double check that, and I'm sure we can accommodate with some kind of waiver if somebody calls City Hall, right? That We might, I don't even know if we have to discuss that as a meeting, but we should be able to accommodate that. That shouldn't be a problem. Okay, and we have your phone number here, so the manager will take the card.
Mayor, is that a city code, or?
Honestly, I remember it being 4 o'clock, but I don't know if we changed it to 6. So, okay, we'll get on that. No problem. That's an easy one. Thank you. Is there any other citizens wish to address the council this evening? Okay. I have no written communique. Under mayor's report, I'll just let Mr. Murmas, under city manager's report, speak to that great railroad job. Stop CPAC.
No pun intended.
Right.
Thank you. Yes, one item tonight. Just yesterday, the U.S. Surface Transportation Board has approved a controversial merger between the Canadian Pacific and Kansas City Southern Railroads. Wooddale has been fighting for over a year, together with our neighboring communities, DuPage County, and Illinois federal legislators, along with Metra, to oppose this irresponsible merger. The risks associated with the merger as proposed are apparent and have been communicated clearly to the STB. We provided as a coalition hours of testimony, and we had mayors, first responders, subject matter experts, and submitted volumes of written testimony from our residents and state elected officials as well. We had obviously hoped the STB would choose to put the health and safety and quality of life of hundreds of thousands of people in the Chicago metropolitan area above the profits of a Canadian freight rail company. Apparently, that was wishful thinking. Obviously, Wooddale will continue the fight with the coalition. You can follow updates on this at the stopcpkc.com website, and more information will be forthcoming after we can continue vetting out our next steps.
Thank you. Next, I have 3 items on the consent agenda. If there's no objections,
Make a motion to approve the 3 items.
Second.
and there was no objections, correct? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderwoman Ames.
Yes.
Alderman Currielli.
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
Alderman Messina.
Yes.
Alderman Woods.
Yes.
And that passes. Next, I need a motion to approve the items on the agenda. Item number 1, resolution approving agreement between the City of Wooddale and KDN Signs for removal and replacement of the clock tower acrylic panels in an amount not to exceed $11,145. Item number 2, a resolution approving a proposal from KSK Landscaping and Handyman Corp. for the 2023 Grass Cutting Assistance Program in an amount not to exceed $33,000. Item number 3, a resolution authorizing an agreement with SB Friedman Development Advisors for development advisory services in an amount not to exceed $21,410. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
We have a motion, second, roll call.
Alderwoman Ames.
Yes.
Alderman Currielli.
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
Alderman Messina.
Yes.
Alderman Woods.
Yes.
And that passes. Next, committee chairman reports. Alderman Woods.
Thank you, Mayor. Have one report and an ordinance approving and causing publication of the City of Wooddale 2023 official zoning map. Getting ahead of myself, again, no pun intended. Before I make the motion, I have a question because one of the references for 140 South Wooddale Road references that we're making the correction, referencing ordinance 1465. The ordinance was actually, at least the one I found, was 1466 is the ordinance that we're talking about to rezone that to R3. Unless there's another, 1464 was the incorporating the one lot into Wooddale, and then 1466 was granting special use for the property located at 140 Wooddale Road. So just, if we could look at if that is the correct one, I just couldn't find it, or if there is another document, or we need to incorporate more than one document. Director Springer, you wanna?
Good, Ms. Springer.
I'm sorry.
So
Sorry.
I do have a copy of ordinance 1465 in front of me, and it says an ordinance amending the zoning map of the City of Wooddale. It was adopted, and it actually zoned 3 of the lots. So I believe that is the correct ordinance number.
Go ahead, Alderman Woods.
So then, 1, 2, 3, so there's 4 lots that are incorporated for that piece of property. One that was incorporated in roughly around the same time. Was that one included? And the reason I'm asking, because when I cross-reference the documents, the numbers aren't lining up, so I don't know if there was a mistake.
So
Go
there
ahead,
were,
Ms. Springer.
I'm sorry, there were 3, there's actually 4 lots total. The outside 3 lots, which kind of make a C, were incorporated first and zoned, and then the middle lot was incorporated last and zoned. The map they're all R3, but the zoning map itself reflected R2 for the C, so it was the wrong designation, but the zoning is not changing. The ordinance is properly zoned it.
All right, just so that
Okay.
when I was looking at it, I was a little confused. I couldn't find that document that you had, so. Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve, the zoning map for 2023.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Alderwoman Ames.
Yes.
Alderman Currielli.
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
Alderman Messina.
Yes.
Alderman Woods.
Yes.
And that passes. That concludes your
That's,
report.
end of my report, Mayor.
Thank you. Public Health, Safety, and Judiciary, Alderman Sismarski's not here. Need a motion approving an ordinance declaring property owned by the city of Wooddale surplus for purpose of selling.
Make that motion.
Any questions on this one? Roll call.
Alderwoman Ames.
Yes.
Alderman Currielli.
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
Alderman Messina.
Yes.
Alderman Woods.
Yes.
And that passes. That concludes that report. Public Works, Alderman Messina.
No report, Mayor.
Thank you. Finance Administration, Alderman Jacob.
One report, resolution to approve the closing of Irving Park Road, Illinois Route 19 for the Memorial Day Parade. That would also be my motion.
Second?
Okay, any questions or comments on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
That is the end of my report.
Thank you. Under other business, we'll start with the airport noise. Same scenario as the train. The contour was approved a couple weeks ago. Basically, there is no funding for anybody who's falling into the contour as of right now. Basically, the motto was, trust us. First we pass the contour and then we'll work on the FAA funding, of course. We know where that's going. I know I'm very skeptical, but it was ridiculous. I asked for a contour map of the old and the new, one over the other. They showed us something from 1979. I told them I didn't need anything that was when I graduated high school. Could we get something more recent? And of course, the FAA won't allow it. So they're, for some reason, not being transparent. I asked, do we have all the addresses of the homes? We don't have that either. Everything's top secret, but the contour is approved. Next, approval list of bills, Alderman Jacob.
Yes, make a motion to approve the list of bills for March 16th, 2023, $1,515,418.20. That is my motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on any of the bills? Roll call.
Alderwoman Ames.
Yes.
Alderman Currielli.
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
Alderman Messina.
Yes.
Alderman Woods.
Yes.
And that passes. Okay, we have no executive session, no items to be referred. I need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
And a second. We had a motion and a second there. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.